Hey guys, good evening. This is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. Let me make sure I have all the setups going. I believe I do. Live, zero view. Okay, we're all good. So I am doing a trade review. We'll really warm up for going into the week and what I'm looking for specifically. This is how you get a hold of me. Nothing fancy, no special marketing. That's it. Tradeandperform@gmail.com. And I'm explaining the entire process that I am trading this week right here. Very straightforward and simple. So what I am looking for, we'll cover the longs and the shorts. Okay? So this is going back to Friday. I'm looking for the apex to form an arrow down and get a lift, and then come back and stop it. Once I see that little blue triangle, put a line across it. This is a hair delayed on this particular example with the arrow up and the pink bar. I would have taken that with basically a normal 20-point stop on a 24 tick, right? For the lift to the upside. And that's beautiful. So that's one example. What isn't a valid trade? So this is valid, right? I can't be more specific than this. This is valid, but now it needs a trap. Doesn't get it. Okay? This is not valid. No arrow up. The arrow up tells me where they tried very hard to push and reverse, and it sets up very powerful traps when they come back in and close back into them. So none of these up here are valid. And then the other important part of this is the RR formula, right? So here I'm going to show you this. This is a valid trap right here. See this? That means this is a valid entry right here. Here's the stop. So the stop is 19741. The entry is approximately 19725. So 725 to 41 is 35, 16.75 points. And you can see even in this very brief breakdown, this is already a push from 2.5 down to 7.7, which is $8,000 a contract, right? So that is, without mincing any words, exactly what I am looking for. It's not close, it's not kind of, it's exactly what I'm looking for. I'll give you another example. This is a valid entry right here for a short. Arrow within 3 bars of the apex. Apex forms. Closes back in. So here's the stop. Right? There's the stop at 19,801. Your entry would be 19,784. Let's call it a 17-point stop. Your initial push down before any kind of turn was 19,760, giving you a 24-point original push, exceeding the 1-to-1 risk reward. Your final push over here pushed you all the way down to 19,746. All right. Now you'll see it'll come back up. These are both, this is still valid. This did not form a valid apex. This did form a valid apex right here. So we would erase it, right? So notice I'm just concentrating on 2 elements. Are there other setups? Sure, but let's just focus on the best one. That is slightly delayed. You'll notice when it's slightly delayed and has an arrow down with a purple bar or an arrow up with a pink bar, tends to work very, very well. If you're someone that needs just one setup, and multiple setups make it harder for you to make clean trading decisions, that is how you attack them. Okay? And as you can see, that more than paid. It's exactly what we're looking for. There's really no exception to it. That's what I'll be focused on all week long. Let's see if we have any other trades. This is not a valid trade. So again, I'm not trying to capture every turn. I want the arrow on this because it gives me the bigger extension. Now this is valid. right here. I put a line underneath. Okay, so I want to show you. This is a stop. Let's just call it 20 points. Don't let it fluster you. This is your next entry. You get more than your 1-to-1 risk reward. That goes roughly 58 to 79. Right, so here's your entry. 59. There's the 77, so it's 18 points, covering your risk, covering off your risk. The trailer on this gets stopped, right? You get trapped a second time. Here's one. Here's two, right? If you look from your second entry, your entry's here. Your maximum favorable excursion is 89, 58 to 89. Most people, 30 points. They're pretty damn happy in most cases, right? This is not a valid entry over here on this, right? Oh, excuse me, it is. Within 3, 1, 2, 3. This becomes a valid entry right here. And a stop, right? I don't trade over New York lunch, so no problem. This becomes my entry. This becomes my stop. I get stopped out. I re-enter on this bar. It's trapping on the exact same bar that had the arrow on it. So I lose 18 here. Again, the whole point is to get the push, and you'll see in the immediate push here, you get 19,700 from 19,647, which is 50 points. More than covers the prior stop that you just took. I want to show you something else. So that's the end of the basic part, right? So I want to show you something. If you'll notice on all these traps here, I'm going to go back to the ones from the morning. So this goes down under advanced part of this at the setup, right? So if you will look, I will use this 928 didn't set up. Let's see if this set up. Did not set up. This sets up. Not the way I wanted it to, but it's a good point. See this right here? What I want you to do, guys, members in the room, look for the arrow down on the purple bar, right? Let's see if I can find it again. Apex trap. Where you want it, well, that's a very delayed apex trap, and if I got it right on the bottom there, what I want, there you go, it touched it right at the bottom. This arrow up on a pink bar on the trap, right? So you will see up here, if I do that same process, no trap there, then you're looking for the trap here. So this still generates stop. You want to use the same maximum 20-point stop on this, right? Stop, no entry, purple bar followed by arrow, valid entry. Any combination, any two combinations where you get the purple bar and the arrow on the trap, right? So what you're looking for is essentially this right here. When you get those, that's what your push is going to be. Look on your trap over here. Here. This is the point from which you're trapping. Okay? And what you want it to be is, so you want this purple bar arrow, but you want it within the first 2 bars after the turn. So, but even if you looked at it and just said, look, I want it to be a maximum 20-point stop or even 15-point stop. So this is advanced, right? The simple thinking is just this. I've got a potential trap here, right? This one doesn't qualify. Excuse me, this does qualify, and this does qualify. So you can just keep it simple. This one's delayed. But you'll notice when you get the arrow down on the second bar or the third bar with the purple bar, second or third extension, second or third extension, and particularly when the arrow and the purple bar line up together. Okay, so I just complicated that, so that's going to be called an advanced setup, right? The basic setup for me is going to be an apex with an arrow, and the trap's back in. And let me back it up one more step, okay? The ones that have the fewest failures, meaning the ones that give the best extension, so we're going to up it once again, right, are the ones where you get an orthodox close outside. So here I'm going to show you. See how you have the arrow? Let me erase the lines. Arrow involved on this apex. So once you get the orthodox close outside and the trap back in, that's the one that gives you the best chance of getting a large roll to the downside. Okay, see if I can find one more example, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Actually, I'm going to go over to ES, then I'll wrap it up. So okay, valid example. Orthodox close outside. This is lacking in this case, so I would have used the arrow down with the purple bar. Again, if you want a simple entry, it has to close on that bar. That's that. Simple, clean, no problem, right? Over here, this is what you need trapped. No joy, doesn't give you the trap, right? This is a valid trap right here. This is without the orthodox close underneath. This is with the orthodox close underneath, valid. With the orthodox close underneath. And then actually this trap right here, orthodox close outside, then roll lower. I have to go help out my family, so I will do the rest of this trade later today.